On the nuclear discussions, I spoke earlier with Reza Marashi. He's a research director at the National Iranian American Council. After nearly 5 hours of talks in Switzerland on Monday, I asked Reza for his sense on where we are at this point.
Well, here in Switzerland, the negotiators are really working tirelessly and frankly around the clock to try and bridge remaining gaps that exist on a range of issues. To hear them say it, tremendous progress has been made, but there still are a few outstanding issues that they're trying to resolve in order to get a political framework agreement done that can provide the political space and political momentum that they need to finish off the negotiations from the end of March into June.
Let me ask a two-pronged question. Have you ever seen negotiations complicated as much by outside forces? And by that, of course, I'm talking about Benjamin Netanyahu coming and speaking to Congress, and then, of course, this letter from the senators. There's been so much outside turmoil. Does it impact the talks, the first part of it? And secondly, have you ever seen anything quite like it?
Well, I think that certainly the outside noise can impact the talks. To hear negotiators from the P5+1 tell it, Iranian negotiators both yesterday and today have brought up the letter that 47 Republican senators sent to Iranian leaders. So it is very problematic. It hurts. It does not help. And it's unnecessary obstacles and outside interference. So hopefully it will not become an insurmountable obstacle given how much progress has been made, because we've never been closer to a deal than we are today.
Could the Republicans in Congress actually prevent a deal?
I don't think that they can actually prevent a deal per se. What they can do, though, is they can prevent the Obama administration, more specifically, in the United States more generally, from fulfilling the commitments and obligations that they might sign on to if any deal is reached. One perfect example is Congress controls the purse strings, and there's going to need to be financing for the implementation of this deal, particularly through the IAEA. If Congress chooses to not fund or to defund various activities, that could cause the United States to not live up to its end of a bargain, and that could be catastrophic.
We've talked a little bit about outside noise. Now there's someone else involved in the outside noise. Saudi Arabia warning that a deal could prompt other states to develop atomic fuel. What do you think about a nuclear fuel race?
Well, I think that any signatory to the Non-Proliferation Treaty is entitled to have nuclear programs on their soil, the details and technicalities of which have to be ironed out with the IAEA. But I think that perhaps it's a bit overblown, because Israel has nuclear weapons. It has for decades now, and it hasn't caused any kind of arms race, nuclear or otherwise, in the Middle East. So I think it's a bit of a talking point and a bit of a bluster from Iran's regional adversaries at a time when Iran is negotiating